everybody, my name is Harry Jacobs and I am the North of 60 Gamer, and I'm very excited today to bring to you a brand new game coming to Kickstarter on March 23rd, 2021 by Reversal Games. This is their first game. It is a trick-taking game similar to euchre. If you're a Canadian, you may know what that is. It's a trick-taking game with a limited amount of cards in a deck. This game reminds me very much of euchre, but with a magical twist. So I'm going to show you some of the rules. I'm going to show you some of the Kickstarter, and then I'm going to show you some of the cards in a moment or two. So just let's hang in there and let's get to it. Tome, the Light Edition. So first up, here is the rule book. Pretty nicely laid out. It teaches how to play the game. If you've never taken a trick playing game, it's all about having the highest card of a certain value, typically. And this walks you through that. So in this case, if the trump card was purple, the winner would be a purple card. In here we have two cards that are together in trump, but the higher number would win. You can chain cards together. You can break the chain. Each card has a special effect, and we're going to look at those a little closer when we go down to my table. But I just wanted to show you the rules. One of the nice things is that there's different ways of playing. You can play a multiple version. So this game is going to be expandable. You can play with 3 or 4 in survival mode. So instead of being in teams, you can play 3 or 4 players. I believe there's another one up. Yeah. Resolving spells, timing. So typical things that you're going to see. Here's the continuous spells, facts. So pretty well laid out. I want to thank Lauren, who is the art director, for giving me a copy of this game that I had printed locally at our local Copycat. Underneath it, boom, this is the Kickstarter preview. So it is not live yet. So there's not much to see other than the fact that it is coming to Kickstarter on March 23rd. I think this is going to be a nice light family game, good beer and pretzel game when you have some friends over and you want to play a quick card game instead of playing the normal, hey, let's play hearts. This would be a great game because it's got some twists when you're playing your cards. So with that in mind, I'm going to go down to my table because I'm sitting at a different computer, and we're going to turn on the cams and we're going to explain how the game plays. We're going to show you the setup. We're going to show you some of the cards, and we're going to walk through the basic rules. So we're ready to go. Our first turn. I have dealt the cards. Here is our title card with the element decks, each of our opponents, and of course my partner. So we're going to try to simulate this and just go through a few of the hands, and we're going to just try to straighten this out a little bit. I must have been a little drunk when I did this. Not really. It's in the morning. But anyway, so the first card that is going to be played is our opponent. He is to the left of the dealer, and he is going to play Radiance. So basically that is a prosperity card. It is a 6 in value, so it's pretty high, and this trump is stronger than any non-trump spell. So right now this is the strongest spell. My partner plays Slide. It's a 2 power that says when this spell raises its power to 2 for each other spell on this chapter. The third player plays Irrigate. When played, and if the spell is the weakest, the title spell changes to an element. Now, sometimes when you're playing these types of games, sometimes even though you've got to get cards away, even though you're not going to win. My turn, I am going to play the Flux. Now, the Flux spell of any suit is the most powerful card. Therefore, I am going to take this hand with my Flux. Since I took the last trick, so before I play the first card, I'm going to turn over our chapter title, assuming I can, and it is Ignite.
So this means that fire spells are trump spells. So in response to that, I'm going to play Pyre, which is a level 2 tome. And this spell has its power increased by 1 for each other fire spell that gets cast in the next round. Now, 2 is the highest. My opponent is going to play the Flash Flyer card. When a fire spell is played and there's more than one fire spell on the chapter, the title spell changes to the element of fire. That's already not a problem. So there's a 4. So each other spell, so he's still 3, but 4. Now, he is going to play a Flux, but it is not anything he can do. It's a throwaway card at this point. And which also breaks the chain. So because Pyre was played and then Flash Fire, and they're the same fire cards, they chain each other, so this effect actually goes. These mean nothing at this point. Flex breaks that chain. This is just a throwaway because his partner has already won the trick, because 4 is greater than 2 plus the 1 is 3. Therefore, our opponents would win the hand. So we'll just collect up the cards for our opponents. And that's a point for them. And I'll put their card up at the top. You can't see it, but they have now 1 point. So in the next round, we're going to pull our chapter title, which is Shift. It is an Earth-based card. Earth is now trump. The last trick was taken by my opponent here. So he's going to play his first card. Of course, he's going to follow suit. He's going to play the Flux. The Flux is the highest card of the Earth suit. It does not break the chain. It starts the chain, so Earth is now chained. So if another Earth is played, we will fire off that trigger. My partner has Crush. This spell cannot be silenced when played, and it has at least one spell has a power of F, which it does. That spell changes the element to Earth and its power to 1. So he just did a big switch and switched up. This Flux is now a 1 power. Even though it is an Earth Flux, it still triggers to an F1. The opponent on this side is going to play Vacuum. It says, find the highest power among spells on this chapter. For each spell with that power except this one, the spell changes its power to 1, and this spell gets a power of 2. Now, one thing I haven't really talked about is the fact that spells will, in this case, it's when played. So this is a 1 spell. This would be a 5 spell. And when it says this is the highest power at this point, the spell changes, except this one, the spell changes its point to 1. So in reality, these are both 1s at the moment. Oh, never mind. Sorry. This breaks the chain. Sorry, I totally forgot. This is just a 4. Can't do anything with it. I'm going to play Quench. Even though I'm not doing anything with it, I do get to start and get the benefit of the attribute. Choose one other spell when played. Choose one other spell played this chapter and place it in your hand when the chapter ends. This ends the chapter. Crush is going to win up here because we've changed this to a 1. Woohoo! We're winning. And this goes on and on and on through the game. But that's basically the rules of Tome. We take tricks. We play cards for their effect. And at the end of the day, you will get, at the end of the absolute chapter, you're going to get 1 point for each trick you took, and 2 points for the last trick, for a total of 7 for the game. 5 plus 2 is 7. You will play till 15 points. So basically you're going to play about 3 rounds, and the highest score after 3 rounds is going to be the winner. Sorry guys, I have winter on the brain. I live in Yellowknife, Northwest Territories. It's a balmy -10 outside. The sun is shining, supposedly going up to -4 tomorrow. We've got a fair bit of snow on the ground. but it is still winter and will be winter for at least another month, maybe 6 weeks. But that is Tome. It is a straightforward game, easy to play. It would be something I would carry to a bar and I could bring out and have beer and pretzels playing this game. I think this is going to be a good game. Look for it in Kickstarter, March 23rd, 2021. Not sure what the price point is going to be at this point. It will have at least one expansion, which will be the extra prosperity cards. There may be more. I think this is going to be expandable over the next little while. So please, if you like what you saw, please like my video. Subscribe. I don't want you guys to miss anything, so subscribe so you know when I put a new video up. And if you want more information about this, I've put the link down to the Kickstarter so you can put a reminder on yourself. And that is Tome. It's just a little bit of a preview, a little bit of whet your appetite. I'm going to cast some more spells later on. And off we go. Thanks, everybody.